Hello once again everyone, welcome back to another lovely video. This time we're doing a discussion, very small one, and it's just me, no discussion with friends, on Zelda. You might be thinking, I'm going to be talking about why Twilight Princess was remade in HD. Not really, that's just the little bit of this article I want to talk about is in this article. So, that's why. And there's another little article we're going to link in, not link into this, but we're going to blend into this discussion as well. I want to talk about Zelda U and, you know, a little bit about how the people out there, the certain people, they know who they are, who are so very confident in Zelda U being ported over to NX. Now, I don't need to go over and over and over this, my opinion on it very much because I've done it so many goddamn times. But I wanted to say it's interesting how Nintendo has never, to this point in time, stated anything other than Zelda U and Wii U. Yet there's still people that think it'll come to NX, and especially Game Complain. And to me, those people, it's like certain other, quote, rumors that have been popping up in the past. Much like, oh, what's a good example? I don't know. How about something called, what's something that was really, people were so sure it was going to happen, but I wasn't, oh, right, Pokemon Z. Remember that? Or Z, if you prefer to say it that way. So many people were like, Pokemon Z is going to come out, man. It's the next Pokemon game. Meanwhile, the whole time I'm like, nope, not going to happen. Because if people don't pay attention, and there wasn't a main third Pokemon game since Gen 4, we're a little off topic, but the point is, people were so dead set on that. Because these, quote, rumors are nothing but fan-made myths. They're always generated from the fans. Hell, even fucking, you could say Earthbound 3, or Mother 3, or whatever. That whole thing, like, oh, this time it's going to be localized. This time for sure. This time for sure. One of these times, of course, you're going to be right. Maybe. If you ever get it. I don't care for Earthbound, so I never care. I don't care if it ever comes. Anyway, but either way, this is the same situation as with Pokemon Z. Game Freak had never ever stated anything along the lines of a Pokemon Z. People are just like, oh, well, there's a Pokemon Zygarde, and he looks like a Z, and blah, blah, blah. You're just grasping at straws. You're not thinking with your brain. And this is the same situation with Zelda U. Nintendo has not yet once single-handedly said anything about any kind of correlation or connection between NX and Zelda U. Literally, the only thing is people keep grasping at is when they say, we're not ready to talk about NX yet, and then, oh, Zelda U is delayed, so obviously that means it's going to be on NX. Where the fuck do you get that idea? If frickin' Mario Party 11 was revealed, and oh, nope, it's delayed, does that mean it's going to be on NX? No. When frickin' Uncharted 4 was delayed, granted it was only by 2 weeks, if it was longer, would people say, oh, they're waiting for a PS5, and then you're going to say, oh, well, no, that's stupid because the PS4 is still selling and the Wii U's not. You're making up excuses for reasons that don't even exist. And that's what drives me mad. So let's get into this. I've babbled on long enough. I read an interesting thing here in Nintendo explaining why Twilight Princess was remade in HD. I think it was Aonuma here. Aonuma states, before starting development of the new Zelda, which we are making right now, which is Zelda Wii U, actually at the same time a suggestion came out to try out remaking an older Zelda game in HD, blah blah blah. We had attempted that with Twilight Princess, then at the time, in order of release, Wind Waker HD launched first, yada yada yada, and after that had calmed down, we arrived at the remake of Twilight Princess. However, as you may have known, we at the Zelda team had already started development on the newest game for Wii U. Right there. We at the Zelda team had already started development on the newest game for Wii U. Again, now granted, they're not saying, for exclusively on Wii U, but they don't need to. Not a single goddamn fucking thing, factually, I mean, there's a billion rumors about NX is even out there. – Except for maybe patents that we maybe or maybe don't know about. And you're thinking, oh, they're definitely porting it to a system with a zero user base, and they don't even know how people are going to react to the console when it's revealed, if it is in fact, a handheld home console. That would be a fucking gamble. You can argue, yes, oh, Zelda at launch, that will sell. But if people see the NX being revealed and they don't like what the fucking thing is, well, then what? You wasted so much goddamn time porting it for no fucking reason. But again, newest game for Wii U. Right there. For Wii U. For Wii U. Let's say it all together. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. For Wii U. For Wii U. For Wii U. Now, again, you can argue, well, they're just, of course, they're not going to say NX in a little or interview here, blah, blah, blah. They're going to say it at E3. No, they're not. They are not. NX will be revealed, yes. Zelda Wii U will be showcased. We'll have a fucking name for it. Will it be on NX? You have nothing, no any kind of indication or inclination to that, any kind of fact to that. It will not happen. Theoretically, anything's possible. I mean, I could say, yeah, you know what? They're also going to port Pikmin 4 to the Xbox One. Just because they can. Oh, because they'd make more money if they did that. But no, they won't. Because it's stupid. And not to mention, Nintendo over and over again has stated we won't abandon Wii U. We won't abandon the Wii U user base. And, again, for Wii U. And then I love how they also say, so we asked for an Australian company. Oh, I thought they were German, but okay. Tantalus, who also made the Wii U version of Mass Effect 3. So again, I know a lot of people know this, but a lot of people don't. They're like, why doesn't Twilight Princess look as good? Because Tantalus developed the fucking game, not Nintendo. Jeez Louise. But either way, that's all I wanted to say on that little article. There was one other thing here, also with Aonuma, and hoping to make something like Ocarina of Time was. Or something new, like Ocarina of Time was. Which, that sounds good and all, but, yeah. So let's get into this. He says, when we did Skyward Sword for the Wii, at the end stages of development, I was in charge of the characters' dialogue and in the in-game text. And now as well, it's like that it was then. Or it's like it was then. I had to work on text today, too, he said with a laugh. Now let's pause there. Some people, this happens with like every fucking Zelda game, it seems like these days, is people like to bring up, we want voice chat, it's 2016, we should have fucking voice chat. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Now, I'm going to get a little bit of a tangent here, because this is always something that drives me crazy. Link, the name Link, is literally the link between the player and the world of Hyrule. Miyamoto has stated that himself. Link is you. You are the hero. If we put a voice actor, and Link is different in almost every Zelda game, it's always a different Link, almost all the time. So if there's a different voice actor for every different fucking game and every different Link, that would be awful. Instead, you'd have people like, oh, I really like this one, and some others would say, I really hate this one. And then in other games, oh, I really hate this one, but I really like that one. It's not going to do anything. It's better just to keep him neutral, keep him the way he is, don't fix what isn't broken, But no, people are going to say that. Anyway, the point I brought that up, or the reason I brought that up, very simple, because he says, or some people were saying, maybe they delayed it to do voice acting. But anyway, he says, I had to work on text today. So that clarifies right there, Zelda U will have text that you read again. Now you could argue, well, maybe that's subtitles. But it's Zelda. If he's working on text, then there's no voice acting. Granted, you could say maybe there's an option to turn on voice acting, but even that would be a stretch. So again, I take that as, no voice acting. But anyway, but the game has really taken shape, and things have gotten easier. That means things are progressing well. Well, no shit. But here's something interesting. I think the base of our secret sauce has always been Ocarina of Time. Really? Could it be because it's the best game ever made? At least by most people's standards. But this time, the change in flavor will be like going from Japanese food to Western-style food. Perhaps players will be surprised. You shouldn't be saying perhaps they should be surprised. You should be saying players will be surprised. Because you said you're going for something new, but you're saying, basically you're saying hopefully people are surprised. Now, this does have people worried. Me as well, a little bit. Going from Japanese to Western-style food. It could just be a metaphor with the food part, But I really don't want this to mean they're making Zelda go from Zelda to Skyrim. If Zelda U is anything like Skyrim, I will return that shit. I will not get that shit at all. Granted, it wouldn't have bugs in it like Bethesda's Skyrim, but still. I don't like Skyrim. I don't want that. Zelda is a Japanese-made game. Keep it the fucking, style it is. The Japanese style. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Please look forward to it because I think we'll be able to make something new like Ocarina of Time was. Well, except for the fact that the reason Ocarina of Time was so goddamn amazing, Aonuma, was because it was Miyamoto in charge and not you. Now, I don't hate you as much as Sakurai, but, you're no Miyamoto. Sorry, blunt but truth. Or blunt but the truth, I should say. Anyway, I don't have much more to say, so we'll wrap this up. See y'all in the next video.